This segment is sponsored by New Perspective Financial Solutions. The next generation is expected to see the largest wealth transfer in history. Estate planning can be an emotionally charged topic, but when it comes to taking care of your loved ones, it is an extremely important task. So here to talk about it, we have Tavon Jackson. Tavon is the founder of New Perspective Financial Solutions, a DC-based firm that focuses on preparing people for a successful retirement. And Tavon is joined today by Jacqueline Shattuck, who is a certified financial planner. Welcome back to Great Day for both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. An emotionally charged topic. This is so hard to talk about. A lot of people are under the impression when it comes to estate planning, if they have a will, that's going to be enough. Is it, Tavon?
Well, it could be, but a lot of times people do it themselves. So they go to like Legal Shield or LegalZoom, or they get the Susie Orman kit. And 90% of the will could be done correctly, but it's that 10% that really messes people up that's wrong. Because you wouldn't want to use a will that they're using for every single person. You don't want a cookie cutter approach to that. And in addition to that, you also need a power of attorney. So who's going to make those financial decisions if you're not able to? And then also the medical directive. Who are you going to choose to make those final life stage decisions for you? And,
This is hard. I mean, hearing you say all that, I'm like, this is hard.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is you have an estate plan whether you create it or not. So if you don't create one, the state will create one for you. You're probably not going to like that one because it's going to be the most expensive and the most time consuming. So if you can create your own estate plan, it's going to work out in your family's favor.
Wow.
You don't want it to go to that ex-husband that you don't like, or ex-wife.
That's a good point. Probate court, what is it? What is its role in all of this?
Yeah, so the probate court's pretty simple. So it's public information, but they have to make sure that the will is valid. So was it signed correctly? Was it witnessed? Also, they have to assign a personal representative to make sure that your wishes are carried out in the will. But then it also deals with disputes. So I mentioned the ex-husband. If you have your kids as your beneficiaries, your ex-husband, your husband, your family members, they can contest the will, and that's all public information. So that's what the probate court does, and it also supervises and makes sure that everything goes smoothly as well.
Okay, so then what is a trust? Is that, that's something completely different now.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Okay. So a lot of times people will talk about wills and trusts kind of hand in hand, but a trust is an actual legal document that will allow you to better manage probate in that process. So using a trust allows people to decide what's going to happen with their assets basically when you can't make the decision for yourself. So either you're incapacitated or you have passed on. And so what that does is that gives your family more control over your assets, it gives them more privacy, thus making securing your legacy a lot easier.
Yeah.
And also with beneficiaries, if they, let's say you have a 401k and your kids are your beneficiaries, when they get that money, they can do whatever they want with it. But if you set up a trust, you can set the rules to that money when you're no longer here. So they have to get straight A's or they have to graduate college in order to get the money. And it's kind of fun kind of choosing how they can spend the money, but if you only have beneficiaries, they can do whatever they want with it.
Okay. I know one question you guys get a lot for your estate planning is how much control and privacy will I actually have? How do you address that when someone says that to you?
Yeah, so it's a good question because, you know, if you create a will, like Tavon was saying, that's all public information when it goes through probate. Now, if you do have a trust, then you can privatize that information, right? And so we've seen the wealthy do this for years and years and years where they use family trusts to then put all of their assets inside of it to keep it so that the public doesn't know exactly what's going on. So you can use a trust for increased control and for privacy.
Okay.
And they also say there's a saying that you want to own everything but control everything, but own nothing. So a lot of people have real estate and investments, and you don't see their name on it because it's all private information. So that's something we help our clients with.
Okay, that's a way to keep it private. What age should people be doing this? What age should we begin?
I would say as soon as you turn 18, but to make it easier, whenever you go through a life event, so if you have a baby, if you get married, you go through a divorce, first thing you want to do is update your beneficiaries, but that's when you really want to sit down with an estate attorney to put together an estate plan for you. And that's one thing we offer for all of our clients is us having an estate planner in the office so that we can look at the whole picture.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, 18 is that age because at 18 you're an adult and, you know, let's say something happens to you, you're in an accident. Legally, your parents can't just come in, you know, like they would in school and just say, oh, do this, do this, do this, because now you're an adult. So now we have to go through the process of your parents being able to make decisions for you. So at 18 is really that time.
And I had one kid
This is
that
heavy.
I had one kid, he only had Pokemon cards. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna
And
get these
he
Pokemon.
decided who they'd
Yeah,
go to.
so
Wow.
that's how you do it.
This is a very interesting conversation, and I know for many of you want it to continue. So if you would like to learn more about preparing for your retirement, New Perspective Financial Solutions has a great offer. Tavon wants to help protect and continue to grow your money while also helping you create a reliable income stream. So right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $100,000 or greater, they're offering a complimentary retirement income plan just for you. This will allow the team at New Perspective Financial Solutions to sit down with you personally or schedule a call to make sure that you are on the right track for a successful retirement. The number to call is 240-335-8366. Again, it's 240-335-8366.